my Warriors.
Okay, we're going to hold that thought because joining us right now is the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, our friend Sean McVay. Coach, how are you, man?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing excellent, Coach. And last week, I thought you guys dug yourselves a hole that you just couldn't get out of. You kind of played better towards the end and in the second half. But is the beginning of the game what killed you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really a sequence of plays where it's a 10-3 ball game. You're getting the ball back. We had a chance to really, go 7-7 with a couple things in our first drive and then end up turning the ball over for a touchdown. That leads to the next series. You end up getting a punt block for a safety, and then they return the punt, after a safety back, to inside, the 15-yard line. And so put yourself in a 26-3 hole against a really good team. What I was proud of was the fact that we cut it to a two-possession game where you score a touchdown at the end of the first half. You get the ball coming out of the second half, go right down the field, get a two-point conversion, and unfortunately you lose Matthew from that point on. And it would have been interesting to see, when he gets hot, things get really fun for us. But we dug ourselves too big of a hole, and you said it perfectly.
You mentioned Matthew. Matthew Stafford was injured, I guess originally injured on that two-point conversion thing, if I'm not mistaken, where he dove into the end zone to get the two-point conversion. What's his status? What's the percentage chance we see him on Sunday?
It's hard to put a percentage. He's day-to-day. We were worried that it might have been a little bit worse than some of the news that we got afterwards in terms of it was a sprain of his UCL ligament in his right thumb. And so, obviously the thumb is a significant part of being a special quarterback like him. And so we'll monitor it. Hopefully, we'll be able to see if he can go. And if not, then we'll have to plan accordingly, and Brett Rippon will do a nice job for us.
Sean McVay is our guest.
Who's the guy you signed to the practice squad that I'm guessing could possibly be elevated to backup quarterback if Matthew doesn't play?
Yeah, Dresser Wynn. He was with us in training camp, as one of our four quarterbacks, and so Dresser. We ended up bringing Dresser back to the practice squad.
Sean, I read Diana Rossini, who we like, said that you were going to try and go get John Wolford back. Did he just get a better offer from Tampa to stay there? Was that the situation with Wolford?
Yeah, he had been there, got an opportunity to be signed to their active roster, and so that was what led to John staying in Tampa.
All right, before we get to this week, let's do some stupid stuff. So Halloween, how does the McVay family celebrate Halloween?
Right now with we don't really celebrate Halloween. We got the candy and different things like that, but I think once little man gets a little bit older, then we'll be in full force like a lot of our coaches and players were, but not quite to that point yet. Usually I get home after the trick-or-treating is started and kind of finished up on a Tuesday night.
Sean, give us a baby update. How's the baby? How's Veronica? How are you?
Yeah, doing great. They're doing really well. A little over a week now. Got a great look in his eye, and he's waking mom up every couple hours, and she's been a true trooper about it. But it's been really cool. He's a great little guy, and you talk about changing perspective for all the right reasons. And Veronica's been outstanding. Can be a really great mom, and it's cool to be able to watch that start to unfold. How
does that change your day? Is there baby time in the middle of the night, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, when you come home at night, you get a chance to, because his schedule, he's still getting used to figuring out what time is the day, what is the night, but he's sleeping the majority of the time. But even if you can just kind of hold him and look at him, and then he'll open his eyes every now and then, and he'll say he'll be looking at me like he wishes I was his mom because he's hungry. So, but I time as I can with him, when I'm at home, and even just looking at him or holding him while he's sleeping is pretty special.
Sean McVay is our guest. Sean, Michael Thompson's sitting in with us today. Michael won 2 championships with the Lakers, and of course now he's more famous for being Klay's father. Klay is on his way to the Hall of Fame. He actually raised 3 professional athletes. His 2 older sons made it to the NBA. His youngest son, Trace, is an outfielder for the White Sox. Sean has a son, Jordan, that's a week old. what advice do you have for Sean as he raises young Jordan?
Multiple sports coach, put him in multiple sports, find him the right coaches, and get out of his way and just be his dad and not his coach. Unless he asks you for advice, then you can step in. But get him the right coaches, get the video camera and video everything, but be a dad and not his coach.
What do you think, Sean?
Well, congratulations on all your success. I know you're super proud of what you did and what your boys are doing. I got a tremendous amount of respect for you and for those guys.
Boy, coach, and one thing about my son, Klay, the middle boy who plays for the Warriors, he was a great youth football quarterback. In high school, they begged him to play quarterback. I told him, Klay, you play like Joe Montana. And he was good. He could have been an NFL. He could have been quarterback in your Rams.
Sean's grandfather was running the 49ers when Joe Montana was there.
He would have drafted Klay if Klay was still playing football. Klay was good.
I believe that. I have zero problem believing that whatever sport he picked up, he'd be special at.
So, Coach, it's interesting. Michael always says we do really easy interviews, that we don't ask any tough questions.
Michael, do you want to ask Sean a tough question?
No, he's having a rough year. I'm going to leave him.
Do you expect tough questions when you come on the Mason and Ireland show, Coach?
Not if you guys want me to come more often.
Exactly right. All right, so let's talk about the Packers. I know you have great respect for their coach, who used to be one of your assistants. This will not be an easy game. It's never an easy place to play. What are your thoughts about going into Green Bay and taking on Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, you said it. Always a great challenge. They've got great personnel. They've got great schemes. And so every single week in the NFL is a tough challenge. That's always a special, historic venue. With a lot of pageantry and a lot of history to go play at. And so it'll be awesome. And hopefully it won't be, I don't think it'll be as cold as it's been in previous years. So it'll feel a little bit more familiar to our LA weather, even though it's starting to get chilly in Wisconsin, to my understanding.
Last thing for you. Here in LA, it's Lakers versus Clippers tonight. Do you have a rooting interest?
I stay neutral on that stuff. I just like good basketball.
Smart answer, Coach. Smart answer.
All right.
Well, listen.
Ask him what do you think about the James Harden acquisition.
Sean, do you follow the NBA in season? You're pretty dialed in on football, right?
Yeah, I'm dialed in on it. I'm a huge fan of the NBA and what those guys do, and I think it's great for the city to be able to bring a big time guy like James in. He's always been a player that I've admired from afar, and there's a lot of special players on both those squads, and so I've gotten to know T. Lue a little bit, and he's a stud. So I think he'll do a great job leading the way for James and the crew.
All right. Hey, Coach, thank you very much for coming on and playing our reindeer games. We look forward to you winning at Green Bay on Sunday. We will be watching, and we will be rooting for you. Thanks, man.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
See, I told you, everybody's for the pro James Harden. You're the only you in Ireland anti-Harden.
I love James. I just don't think it's going to work.
All right.
We'll see. So you think it's going to work?
Right now, I got them. I put them in the top 4 in the West. Now they got Harden.
Yeah. Tick, tick, boom. That's what I say. Tick, tick, boom. All right. Coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel of questions. And I want to remind you that whenever Coach McVay is on the air, it's courtesy of Service Titan, the all-in-one solution that connects your entire HVAC, electrical, and plumbing operation on a single software platform, helping make the combination we love every Rams season. Coach Sean McVay and Mason and Ireland. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.